A dark side of desire? Yes, there is one, and I'm going to share how to stay out of that darkness on today's video, right now. Welcome back. My name is Dom, and I help people to step into their truth and power. In this video, I am going to be talking about the dark side of desire and how to stay out of it. So in my last video, I shared about the root word meaning of desire and if desire is good or bad. As I shared in that video, desire is both good and bad, but desire has a trap associated with it, a dark side. And it's that dark side or trap that I want to spend a little bit more time on today to help you understand how to prevent falling into it. When we're in desire of something, we typically say or think, I want, which energetically says, I don't have. When we walk around the world saying, I want this or I want that, it's usually from a place of ego. Our ego typically lives in a place of our survivor self, needing to keep us safe. And so in the personal development community, there are tons of resources that teach you how to become more, learning more, doing more. And although many of these things work, it's actually setting ourselves up to fall into this trap. And so here's what I mean. It's very common in our culture for us to desire to earn some amount of money per year. I remember back when I got out of college, I remember that magic number, that big number for me was earning $40,000 per year. My first job in corporate America paid me $18,000 out of college. Now at the time that was awesome for a first job, but I desired to earn more. So I did what most personal development books said to do. I studied more, I learned more, I increased my skills, and 4 years later, guess what? I was making $40,000, but it wasn't enough. So I then said, I want to make $75,000. That'll be enough. So I did the same thing over again. And guess what? A few years later, I got to $75,000. Well, at $75,000, I was in fact living a better life. I had become a homeowner and had a new car, but I still wasn't happy. I wanted more. So I strove to earn $100,000. I couldn't even at the time imagine doing that. Within 3 years, I made that, bought a larger home again, and guess what? I still wasn't really happy from the soul of my being. So I set the goal again to $125,000 and reached it, and even still wasn't completely happy. I wanted more. I continued to do this, and at my highest earning point, I earned over $175,000 a year, and still, I wasn't completely happy inside. In fact, by that time, I was completely miserable. I felt like I sold my soul to the devil, and I was in the middle of a divorce, and my entire life was falling apart. And ironically, I lost a shit ton financially inside those 4 years. Between the financial crashes, the divorce, and then the real estate crash, is it any wonder I was experiencing anxiety attacks? So as I was coming to the back end of my divorce, I was growing in my spirituality and decided that I really needed to simplify my life. My priorities began to change. I had taken a step back in position, making less money and having responsibility. I gained a tremendous amount of balance back into my life, which I needed to focus attention back on what was really important to me. You see, happiness doesn't come from outside of us. Earning a certain amount of money will never lead you to feeling that true inner joy and happiness. Having things may bring some temporary fun and even relief, and provide a superficial happiness, but it doesn't offer that deep, eternal kind of happiness and joy. Many of the personal development strategies that are taught are coming from a place of the ego, trying to change the ego to become more. And yet, just like in my experience, I get there and it still wasn't enough. In order to break this, we have to break the scarcity energy around desire of not having and release the energy of needing. And instead of trying to do all these things, replace it with being. So when it comes to desire, the question to ask is, who are we being in our desire to have more? Are we feeling fulfilled in our heart? Or is it all about acquiring more and having to control things in your life so that you can feel like you have some sense of self-worth? What I do know and what I have learned from personal experience is that it requires a transformation of consciousness, recognizing the truth of who you really are. We are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. And when we connect with the truth in our heart, our purpose here isn't about what we have or what we can acquire, but becomes about who we are being. And so when you surrender and let go of becoming more and just simply start being, you're going to experience a transformation that seemingly transcends all logic that's being taught. Because here's what I've learned and realized. As long as I have a need to keep acquiring more and having to control things in my life, I will never be truly happy. I will never be truly happy. We look at our desire for more as being we have to have in order to do so that we can be. When in fact, when we look at our desire, it should be we need to be in order to do so that we can have. Western culture has it completely jacked and inverted. I realized this and I had to surrender all of that and just trust where I was being divinely led in my heart and get into action with those things. From a place of loving and passion that I get to do what I love to do. Not from a place of neediness and not from a place of having to control everything. And in doing this, I feel like I haven't worked a single day of my life. Do I have some tough days sometimes? Yeah, you better believe it. We all do. But I never experienced that dread or the grind that I experienced before. So if you want to stay out of the dark side of desire, stay out of neediness energy, stay out of desperation, stay out of your ego, and focus on what you love doing and who you want to become. And begin taking action in doing those things. And so I'm curious, what are you taking away from this video today about the dark side of desire? Share in the comments below because I want to be able to continue to support you as you move forward in your journey. And if you're needing help with this and need some further support, I'm inviting you to reach out to me for a quick 20-minute call with me. It's completely free. Just click on the Speak with Dom link that I dropped in the comments and description boxes below. Lastly, if you found value in this video today, I invite you to pay it forward simply by sharing this video with your friends and family. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining me for this video today. And until I connect with you again for my next video, stay well, stay healthy, and stay empowered.